How our ancestors journaled, the origins of emotional expression through writing. Before we had notebooks, pens, or even words for journaling, humans were already expressing what lived inside of them. They recorded fears, memories, rituals, and emotions. Not to share with the world, but to preserve what mattered. Whether for ritual, memory, or meaning, they left markings that still move us. This was the beginning of journaling. Here's what it looked like across time. 1. Early record keeping, pre-writing era. Long before written language, humans carved and marked their surroundings. These weren't just decorations, they were records of life. Carvings on bone or stone. Tally sticks to track days or events. Symbolic etchings in caves. This was our first attempt to reflect and remember. The birth of external memory. 2. Cave paintings, emotional visuals. In places like Lusco and Sulawesi, early humans left painted stories on cave walls. They drew animals, handprints, and mysterious shapes. Recording the hunt, honoring the sacred, or simply expressing what they couldn't put into words. These visuals were emotionally rich. They weren't meant to impress. They were meant to remember. A kind of visual journaling. One of our earliest forms of inner expression. 3. Clay tablets in Mesopotamia. In ancient Mesopotamia, one of the first writing systems emerged, cuneiform. Pressed into clay tablets with a stylus, people documented trade, law, myth, poetry, and personal reflection. Some tablets contain songs of grief, divine questions, even early wisdom texts. The act of writing had begun to reach inward. Not just to document the world, but to make sense of it. 4. Papyrus writing in ancient Egypt. In Egypt, writing wasn't only functional. It was deeply spiritual. Texts like, The Dispute Between a Man and His Ba, show us emotional self-dialogue. A grieving man writes to his soul, his Ba, about pain and purpose. And the soul writes back. These weren't letters. They were written inner conversations. The very essence of modern journaling. Papyrus scrolls became sacred space, where thought, feeling, and spirit came together. 5. Incan Quipu, journaling without words. In the Andes, the Inca created a nonverbal form of journaling, the quipu. Strings tied with symbolic knots, each color, space, and thread held meaning. They were used to track rituals, memory, family lines, and historical moments. It was written emotion without an alphabet. A reminder that journaling isn't about grammar. It's about encoding meaning in the ways we can. 6. Roman reflections and philosophical notes. By the time of the Roman Empire, journaling had become personal. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius kept private writings now known as meditations. They weren't public. They weren't performative. They were for self-understanding. Challenging thoughts, processing emotion, and confronting the ego. Sound familiar? Why it still matters. So when we journal today, with prompts or blank pages, we're continuing an ancient tradition. Journaling has always been about presence. About processing. About creating space for your soul to speak. Whether carved in stone, painted on walls, or written in ink. The message is always the same. I am here. This matters. Let me understand it.